Everything above the occipital bone is going to be built up with graduation, working horizontally through the back of the head. Rachel started off by creating a sectioning pattern, which is just a very high horseshoe section, working through the top of the curvature of the head, separating that top zone away from the sides and through the back. She's then gone through into the back area and created a central parting right down the center of the head until you hit the occipital bone area. From the occipital bone, you're going to then create horizontal panels which cuts off from the top of the ear for everything from into the nape area. She's then choosing her desired external length, working visibly with the small teeth of the comb, controlling the perimeter, and then cutting with the points of the scissor to create a soft outline in one clean section. You can see that with each section that she takes, she's working with the scissor to scoop the hair up from the head, using the comb above the scissor, releasing the scissor away from the hair, whilst leaving the comb in the section and then snipping through on the guideline underneath. If you were to take two thick sections, you wouldn't be able to see the guideline underneath, specifically in this darkness of hair. So be careful with the fineness of the sections. You do want to only work one finger's depth up each and every time, not anything more. What Rachel's starting to do now is work a small disconnection through that front hairline area, where she wants to personalize that zone in front of the line that she's created there, where it's a backward diagonal section sloping back towards the top of the ear. She's then going to focus on the hair over the top of the ear and bring that in towards the graduated line that she's created through the back, where again she's working horizontal sections, cutting just in front of the ear, working with a flat blade and stopping to where the section that she's just created separates that disconnection away. Once the graduation has been cleaned up with the cross-checking, Rachel's now going to move on to that top zone, where she's going to be connecting in the graduation through the sides and connecting in more of a rounder shape through the top of her fingers. We can see that she has the graduated line at the bottom of her fingers, which is going to be used as the length for the guide for the top, and then she's simply rounding off any corner of weight that connects into the top apex area. What she's doing here is just creating a very fluid shape and length working from the sides into the top area without losing too much length working in the top. Once Rachel's finished the pivot section and through the back and the top of the head, she can now focus her attention on the fringe panel. Through this fringe panel, she's going to be creating a horizontal section from side to side, one finger's depth back from the hairline. She's now going to be creating a strong, bold graduated line, which is going to be a secret disconnection over the longer layers through the top. She's working with the hair coming directly out from the head shape 90 degrees and cutting through the fingers with strong tension with a flat blade on the scissor, where technically she can refine the hair and the perimeter to whatever shape and length that she wants, now that she has a little bit of graduation and softness through that line. Now that we have that short disconnected panel sitting underneath on the hairline, which is going to add strength and disconnection, we can now release the layering on the top, sit it over the top of the perimeter and have a look at how the hair is starting to sit. So we can see that there's a lot of different areas and zones and disconnections going on, from the side areas where the longer length meets the shorter length, and also the fringe length is underneath the longer layers through the top. Rachel's gonna just analyze the hair and move it around and see if she wants to make any other adjustments before she moves on to applying the product and starting with the blow dry and styling. Rachel's applying the Aveda Styling Foam Mousse, which is an amazing product to use, which adds shine and a nice weightless finish to add volume into fine to medium hair. This is going to increase the volume and movement throughout the hair without weighing it down at all through the roots. She's then applying the liquid gel into the mid-lengths and ends just to add that little bit more hold, which will allow her to create more of a creative finish on the blow dry. Rachel's decided now to opt for the normal pair of scissors, where she's working with the slicing to add more texture and have a bit more of an aggressive feel to the texture, where she's creating different lengths and different textures whilst working with the slicing. This is a great technique to use when you're personalizing towards the end of the haircut. Whilst you're doing these techniques and you're working the personalization, it's always important to stand back and take a look at the hair that you're creating, have a look at the overall shape and really get a feel for the overall vibe and finish before you put the scissors down. We can see from the side profile that that graduated shape through the back really gives off a very unique and personal finish on the shape and length for this client's haircut. We hope that you enjoyed watching this creative pixie short women's haircut for our latest collection, done by Rachel D, part of our global education team. We hope to see you on the next one.